Hello and welcome to a fun video, GameInformer.com. I'm your host this time around. For this one, my name is Ben Hansen. I'm joined by Blake the intern.
Here I am.
Welcome, Blake.
Thank you.
And then we also have Wade Wojcik in the booth over there. Holy Lord energy. And we're very honored to be joined by a bunch of speedrunners today in honor of Summer Games Done Quick being held in St. Paul, right?
No, we're in Minneapolis this year.
Minneapolis this year, the best city in the world. We have Chris Grant, that was his voice.
Yup.
Otherwise known as Studio, right?
Yeah, my online handle is Studio. I'm Studio in a studio is the normal joke that gets made for stuff like this.
I love it. We have Dylan, who you can't see but has the best mustache you can imagine.
It's true. AKA Caveman DCJ.
Caveman DCJ, also known as the Overblood Speedrunner fanatic.
PlayStation 1 extraordinaire.
I love
like
it.
to go with.
And then we're also joined by Alex,
Yes,
the man behind the wheels of steel here today, because today we are speedrunning the new Doom.
we are.
I'm very excited to see how you do this.
It's pretty interesting once we get into the game.
All right, so let's boot it up here and tell me when to start this timer, because we're going to be very meticulous about this.
So like most modern PC games, we play on the easiest because we go fast.
Right, gotta go fast.
Yeah. So once this is out of the way, we go through a little tutorial section, and then the game just kind of breaks.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so tell me when to start this timer then.
It's gonna be right after this little cutscene's over.
Okay.
So,
And Blake, you're a huge Doom fan, right?
Yeah, this will be interesting because I was actually very scared to play this game. I couldn't play it for more than like 30 minutes because it would stress me out so badly.
Wow.
Not like
You're
not
scared
like,
of yourself.
Well, that's a whole different problem in my life. But not like horror scared, just like my adrenaline would rush when I played it, so I couldn't play it for more than 30 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see someone who's not a wuss play it.
No, Alex, to confirm, you're not a wuss, right?
no, I played
That's
this game
good.
straight through, and you can start the timer now.
Right now, right when you hit the ground.
Yep.
We'd have to kick you out if you're a wuss.
Alex, you want to get close to that
Nice
mic if you
headshots.
can.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you need to take those guys out in order to open up this door. So you just get headshots and you keep going.
I'm already impressed. Doesn't
How-
take much.
Okay, so this game comes out. Did you know you were going to speedrun it before?
As soon as I saw it in the E3 trailer of 2015, I was like, that's a game I'm probably going to speedrun.
Are you a big Doom fan?
Not really. I just saw the game. Ran the newest Wolfenstein games, The New Order and The
Yeah.
Old Blood, one of which I'm doing for SGDQ this year.
Oh, cool.
And, you know, it's relatively same company, same engine.
Yeah,
Gave you double jump, which is usually broken. So I was like, I'll probably pick it up.
because what I learned about speedruns, because we've had Chris Grant here for 1 or 2 years last year?
Just the last year.
Just
and,
last year. But something I've learned from the speedrunning community is like the more systems in a game, the easier it can be broken. So stuff like double jumps, that's like key to just breaking the bejesus out of this thing.
Right. Anytime you get double jumps, crouching, sliding, sprinting,
Okay.
something like that, you have a higher chance of finding something with it, generally.
Okay, and that's why
okay.
games like Dishonored or Psychonauts with a bunch of different abilities is just a gold mine.
Right. You just get so many different chances instead of just simply walking through a level.
Right.
It's like, okay, if you can blink, maybe you can blink through a wall for some really weird, silly, obscure reason. But if you can do it, you can do it. And Dishonored, you go through just about everything.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as you break one thing, the whole thing crumbles. So.
Right. Wade, have you finished this game yet?
I've gotten about halfway.
Are you okay with being spoiled? Is this going to
Why
spoil
not?
things?
Spoil it all.
Maybe not the story, but
Okay.
in terms of what you have to fight, maybe.
And are you okay talking and playing?
Yeah, I usually do this. So.
How
I'm
many
just gonna
times?
skip past these.
Wow.
guys.
Okay.
So we need to pick up the shotgun.
So this game just came out like, what, 2-3 months ago, right?
Back in May.
So how long did it take you before you were like felt competent speedrunning through the game?
I played through it in one sitting as soon as it came out because of the day off.
Okay.
In about 8 to 10 hours, and I immediately went into finding stuff. And like the first week, the game was already extremely broken. You can just put it that way.
So
I don't want to give anything away, but
I'm sure you all get this question wherever you go, but can you kind of walk through for the layman's how you go about breaking a game?
you just come up with an idea like, hey, maybe I could skip this by jumping here, and I'll actually show the first place I found to skip when I get to it.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, you do one little thing, and as soon as, like I said, if you find something that makes the game break, then you can use that everywhere else, which is pretty much what happens. So Doom is basically just a ton of forced fights in a row. So anytime you can't skip something, you have to fight the enemies, which is what we're doing here.
Okay. But you're doing a really good job of it. And so is there a Reddit community? Is there a hive mind of people all trying to break the new Doom at the same time?
We knew a couple people in the community, but more kept joining, so we made a Discord server. This last one is hiding somewhere.
This is no
There it
good.
is.
You're already at 3 minutes. This is botched.
Reset.
What is a Discord server?
It's basically like a TeamSpeak or a Mumble or a Skype. It's just a place where you can leave messages, voice chat, that kind of thing.
It's a Slack for gaming.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And how
Nice little
competitive
reference,
is
I
this scene already? Oh, that's nice. I didn't see that.
Yeah, references Portal, I believe.
Good stuff. But how competitive is this scene?
At the moment, not too much. People have kind of moved on to other games, but we're slowly bringing it back up.
Okay.
There's different categories, which mean you do different things to complete it. Any percent, which is what we're doing here, just beating the game as fast as we can. It's probably the most competitive.
Okay. Do you hold the record for this?
I currently don't. I think I'm in 3rd place,
Okay.
but I've had a couple runs that were on record pace, and then I just threw them away at the end.
Okay, sure.
Just blame tech issues. Computer issues happen. Anything but your
Yeah.
own fault. Like never
Right.
blame yourself.
Of course not.
There is a chance this game will crash randomly. Just
Because of what you're doing?
No, it'll just randomly crash.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Masters on PC.
That's a lot of the reasons people don't want to keep running this game currently, is it has a lot of crashing issues for no reason. But
Dylan, sorry, you're about to say something?
Oh, I was. If
sure.
it crashes, how does that affect your time? Do you just kind of stop and
It goes
go
down.
back in? We actually take 10 minutes off the time.
I mean, it can actually, like, depending on the game. Some crashes are just like, yeah, I guess you're really far behind and, not going to complete it in a good time now. Just keep at it.
And for that reason, do people tend to play console games more in speedruns because it's more of a concrete environment?
I think people still prefer PC when there's the option because of the faster loads.
Sure.
And you also have the movement of the mouse,
Right.
which gives you a little bit more control.
Like, most PC games are going to be faster than consoles just for that reason, and usually a lot of PC ports going to be a bit more busted too.
Okay.
Just because usually it's the afterthought, especially for older games.
Yeah. Speaking of older games, how is the speedrun community for the original couple Dooms?
They're pretty active still.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with them. I don't run those games, so I'm not sure.
Right. Do you like this game?
Yeah, I'd say I like this game. I have 150 hours in it so far,
Oh
I think.
my gosh.
Wow.
So how many speedruns is that? Over 100?
Probably the first 80 were looking for stuff to break the game alone, which is going to come up here. So this trick, actually, a lot of people don't do it because it requires a high FPS, but I think this PC is good enough for it.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
This is our VR PC.
So I need to get over here, and then if it's good enough, I'll boost up here.
What?
So that's on top of an invisible wall.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
so then you can just jump out of bounds.
Freak out.
Oh man, that was sweet.
Yeah, so rails, for some reason, give you an insane amount of speed when you jump off of them at a high FPS. We have no idea why, but that's really the only useful one at the moment. So we're just going to walk to the end.
See, Mars is peaceful, you guys.
Yeah, it's not bad, actually.
What a relaxing, calm place. No demons, no Satans. It's just nice.
You got Matt Damon over there.
Yeah, I want to go here. Matt Demon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some potatoes
man.
over there, I think.
Somewhat.
Potatoes?
Oh, poop potatoes? Poop potato pie. So, your first time you did this, did you find this getting out of
No,
bounds area?
Someone found how to get up using the rail boost, and I just simply found the way to get to the end. A lot of people on YouTube, when they play through the game, it's the first level, they'll upload something they found, like a little bug or some weird thing, and we'll find those videos and be like, hey, we can use that, or let's look into it and see if we can break it even more.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people find those little things, and it's like, yeah, that's actually like the biggest skip we have, and he just randomly found it one day.
Yeah, you'd be shocked how often you can, when you're looking to research a speed game, you can just type in the game and glitch in YouTube, and it's like, oh, well, here's the whole game broken. Some guy.
Some guy.
Like, as active as the speedrunning community can be, it's not as big as the overall gaming community. So when people
Right.
find bugs, it's just like, well, we'll just take these and we'll give you some credit. But right now, we just want to use this to break the game some more.
Yeah. We should cover a little bit about Summer Games Done Quick. Do you want to just give the pitch of what this thing is if people aren't familiar with it, Chris?
Okay, so if you don't know what the Summer Games Done Quick is, you might know Awesome Games Done Quick, but both of these are week-long charity events where the entire time, like 24 hours a day, we're going to be streaming speedruns. This year, we're raising money for Doctors Without Borders. We start Sunday, July 3rd at noon Central Time. So really, like, I've been a couple days of us recording this.
Okay.
And just go to gamesdonequick.com, check it out. We've all got runs in doing various things. I believe Caveman, you've got the Rapid Angel.
The Rapid Angel.
What is Rapid Angel?
It is a awful game I found on PSN, and I decided to speedrun it. It's a PS1 Japanese only kind of side-scrolling 2D brawler.
Rapid
So nothing like this game is what you're saying.
It's very similar in that they're both games.
Why PS1?
Why not? Someone's got to do it.
Are you just really nostalgic about that system?
Yes, but I try not to run any games I'm actually nostalgic for.
That's not a bad approach because then you'll hate them eventually.
Yep.
Oh, what are you most nostalgic for on PS1?
Ape Escape.
Oh, the best. Okay.
Yep. It's a miserable speedrun.
Oh, really? Well, there we go. Works out well for you then. Sorry, Chris, were you halfway through your pitch on Summer Games Done Quick?
Oh, no, well, the general idea is, charity speedrun marathon, watch it. It's going to be a lot of cool speedruns ranging from, not the new Doom, but Blood Thunder. You're doing a bunch of stuff, aren't you?
Currently, I think I'm scheduled for just Bioshock and Wolfenstein New Order, but
Yeah, two runs is a bunch. Those are
solid,
two
yeah.
big runs.
How is the Bioshock run?
it's pretty broken.
How long's that one take you?
The world record, I think, is 41:53.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty short. Not including load times, which are like 30 seconds.
Right. Is there one novelty moment that you can describe from the Bioshock speedrun?
The Andrew Ryan cutscene that's really popular?
Sure.
Yeah, we skipped that.
All right. Love it. F you, Andrew Ryan.
So, have there been any games you all have had? Like, what have been the most difficult games to break and/or speedrun?
Well, to break is interesting because there are some games that just didn't have glitches for years. You guys ever play Quest 64?
Yes.
No.
Okay, Quest 64 is a very bad game. Like, I'm not going to defend it. The Quest 64 community is going to be very angry at me saying that.
Right. What's your Twitter handle again there?
Big honkin' burger.
There we go.
Is there a thriving community for Quest 64?
There it is.
There actually is. There is in general, and in the speedrunning community, it took them about 15 years to actually find a glitch to really break the game. But until that point, there had been only one sort of half glitch. Like, you could clip through one fence in one direction.
The best glitch.
And that was the entire bugginess of the game. And so that's just an N64 game. Those are usually pretty broken. That one just kind of survived for a while.
So what was the breakthrough?
You can go out of bounds if enemies knock you out, and then you just walk through everything. It saved like an hour.
Oh, wow.
It's actually really cool for a game that should not be that cool.
Yeah. Chris, I was talking to you. We had a wonderful dinner a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to you about Uncharted 4, and you're saying there's not really anything great yet, because Uncharted 1 is one of my favorite speedruns. But Uncharted 4, you're saying, is not really coming through yet?
I don't think so. I haven't checked for a few months. Well,
Okay.
actually for like a month. So it might have been broken. There's a disadvantage speedrunners have for Uncharted 4, which is one of the runners actually for Mirror's Edge and Uncharted actually started working for Sony or for Naughty Dog. So he was a QA guy, and even on his Twitter profile, he's just like, yeah, I'm finding all the glitches speedrunners would use.
Oh, no.
So
That's awesome.
he is unbreaking the game before it's even released, and it's just like, I get why you do it, but come on.
Where's the fun in
Traitor.
that?
Traitor.
He should put in more loopholes that only speedrunners can find.
Exactly. No, he should put in loopholes only he can trigger. Like, he should just know it and just always have the best, like, a 40-minute time, because the current record's like 4 hours.
Okay. What a pariah. I hope he's outcast from the community.
He's like the
forever.
nicest person in the world.
I don't
too,
care,
and I
Chris.
like
He's
him.
no good. What a garbage man.
What a garbage man.
Not even that.
Are there any other big games from 2016 so far that have been juicy speedruns?
From 2016?
New Ratchet and Clank is like 24 minutes long.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing it at Summer Games?
Nope.
Nah.
Oh, gosh. I'd like
course
to
not.
see that.
We're doing old Ratchet and Clank actually.
Oh,
Original
okay.
Ratchet and Clank.
What's the secret to the new Ratchet and Clank?
It's just bad.
Well,
Like every
to be fair, that's a good
every
game,
Ratchet
but-
and Clank is pretty broken. Really, every Insomniac game is pretty broken. After every 3D platformer they've ever made is kind of busted, from Spyro
Interesting.
to Ratchet.
Is that just 3D platformers in general, or do some just lock it down?
Rule of thumb: 3D platformers tend to be the glitchy speedruns.
Why is that?
Corners,
Corners, yeah.
Corners.
yeah, you just go through them.
Yeah, you have to round all your edges off.
Huh. By the way, you're welcome to interrupt us at any point here, Alex, and describe
Yeah.
exactly what you're doing.
This part's not too interesting.
Okay.
In terms of speedrunning, we just grabbed some stuff.
Yeah.
Grab
So
some guys, too. Grab a little bit of everything, huh?
it was an interesting thing. Like last night when I was packing up all my stuff, I realized that they added in the DLC stuff for this game, which means they patched it. And they put an invisible wall in this level for one of our skips.
No.
It's the only thing they patched.
Huh. And is there any, so when you run this in the future, do you just have a non-updated version of Doom then? Or?
Yeah, we already figured out a way to unpatch the game by deleting certain files, but I didn't feel like messing with it for, I don't know, a minute of time.
Right.
So.
Okay. Sure. That's fine. Teach their own.
Yeah, that's always a fun battle going on, developers versus speedrunners, because theoretically some of the glitches speedrunners do could really have a major impact on the game. For example, Dark Souls 2 on release had a super speed glitch. It's amazing for the run. Like, you can go out of bounds with it. You can just like zip through the entire area. Like, the run's 20 minutes for Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
But of course, in PvP and multiplayer, that completely destroys the game when people are rolling around at hyperspeed with binoculars out.
Right. Have you had any feedback from id on your runs of Doom?
I don't think anyone that has done a speedrun has heard from id at all. I think Dracu got some tweets from him for going through on Ultra Nightmare and beating it.
Oh,
but
wow.
As far as the speedrun goes, I don't think anyone's heard from him.
Okay. What's your dream scenario? Just for them to say, hey, good job? Or them to say, hey, stop doing this?
Either one of those, any recognition would be pretty cool. If they want to throw my name in the credits for Doom 2, that'd be pretty sweet.
You think they could do that and should do that?
Yeah, it should be like the top.
Yeah. That's a
We
great
built
point.
this game because of this guy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The new Doom 2.
Right.
That's what you're saying. All right.
I mean, they can go back and patch the old one.
Retroactively add it to Doom 2.
It'd be nice, yeah.
So you get a free upgrade there, and we grab ammo because we need a lot of ammo later on in the game to do some of the skips. Health and armor is kind of just whatever.
Sure.
Now we have a really long cutscene. We just gotta
That's
wait
fine.
for it. It's actually a really quiet cutscene compared to everything else in the game for unknown reasons.
You mean
there's also-
subdued or like actual mix?
Like in the actual mix, it's just
Okay.
really quiet. There's 61,000 casualties.
I mean, it is also pretty subdued. Like, there's no demons, no bodies, no corpses.
Yeah, there's just a robot.
And robots don't even bleed. Like, you can't expect him to bleed.
Right. That's a good point.
They bleed oil. Like in Samurai Jack. Come
Yeah,
on, dude.
no blood for oil in this studio. We have a very strict rule, Dylan. But Chris, you want to lay out like some of the specific games that you guys are playing at Summer Games Done Quick that people can watch this weekend?
Can you name all of them in order?
Please.
That we are playing? I mean, because I already heard you guys say yours, so I can say mine.
No. Well, I'm curious about that, but more like what can people expect when they tune in?
So if you tune in just at the opening, July 3rd, Sunday, at noon, it'll be Super Mario Sunshine to start things out.
That's a good one.
That's a very cool run. Even if you don't like Sunshine that much, and when it came out, you're like, this is not a real Mario game. The flood's stupid. They do a lot to break that game and just kind of really skip most of it if they can. And just the movement itself ends up being really cool because you can super slide Mario at really high speeds and just kind of clip through a lot of stuff.
So if you hate the game, you can hate watch it and be like, yeah, break it more,
Yeah,
shatter that game.
People bought this and enjoy this. You know what? Now they're breaking it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes games that are just absolutely terrible to play casually make for the best speedruns.
What kind of stuff?
There's this Korean-only game that was eventually ported by a fan called White Day. It's a really bad game, but it's a pretty fun speedrun. It's about 15 minutes long.
I mean, at AGDQ 2016 this year, I did Alpha Xylon, which is I didn't actually finish the run because it's hard and not reliable. But normally you're playing through it, it's like, this game's bad. But when you speedrun it, you kind of air hump through the first level.
Air hump?
Yeah. It's an action where you're
He can
crawling on the
demonstrate it.
ground
Yeah,
and you
please.
fire your gun, and the character just kind of moves between firing his gun and like crawling, so he just vibrates forward while humping the air, and it's beautiful.
That sounds wonderful.
It's one of my favorite games for that reason, even though it is utter trash and I know it.
So this is the Foundry. It's the level they showed off at E3 with the gameplay. And it's the
yeah.
only level that doesn't have a skip in the game.
Do you think it's because they made it first and maybe made it
I
a
think
little
it's
more
the
solid?
one they built like the demo around and everything, so they put more
Yeah.
time into it.
Okay.
But people also run New Game Plus, which is just playing through the levels again with max upgrades. All your weapons are upgraded and everything. And even then, they don't have a skip for this level.
Interesting. But you can still do it really well, right?
Yeah.
And this is actually when I stopped playing the new Doom. So up until this point, I have not really seen anything beyond this.
Because you were so scared, right?
No, it's just the opposite of my thing. And I know it makes me a pariah in the industry, and I'm sorry. I wish I could like it.
So what
as much
is your
as everybody
thing?
else. RTS and music games. And so this is just the antithesis of everything.
The traditional speedrunning genre.
There's some pretty good music in this game.
It's you. You're the guy that still plays Legacy of the Void, aren't you?
Yes, I am that man. No, actually, I haven't played that for a while. I feel bad. I tried playing the DLC, but only made it like halfway through.
Every mobile player I know feels that way about Legacy of the Void. It's like I should play it more, but
Yep.
it's hard and takes a while, and I can just play something else.
Totally. But you made it through one game in your list of summer games done quick.
It's Super Mario Sunshine. Then it's over. We
that's
just
it,
go
yeah.
home afterwards.
All right. Tune in.
I will plug the Elder Scrolls block. There will be speedruns of Daggerfall, Morrowind, and Skyrim in a row.
Daggerfall.
Daggerfall.
Is that tough to get up and running?
I don't know.
Find out.
That's
Watch
gonna,
and see.
That's gonna be great. When is that Elder Scrolls block?
I don't know. Watch
Okay.
it.
Yeah. No, we can.
I just know it'll be Thursday.
You can Google
Something
it.
like that. I'm trying to get the schedule up right now. There's a lot of games. There's
All
over
of our runs are
100
Thursday.
games.
Jesus, that Elder Scrolls block sounds great because I know Oblivion specifically is just broken as all hell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are. Like, there is
Yeah.
no Elder Scrolls game that has survived glitches and speedruns.
Do you think it's just a weird coincidence that the two games we're showing on Game Informer are both Bethesda games, and then these other Bethesda games are also just broken as all hell?
It's the combination of really popular games that are also incredibly broken speedruns.
Uh-huh.
It's just you're just getting your bang for your buck when you do Bethesda games.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, the Elder Scrolls block is going to be Thursday starting at 4 p.m. with Daggerfall.
Wow. And did you say you went up to Skyrim as well?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
skipping Oblivion.
Oh,
we did
this year.
Oblivion at AGDQ,
I believe so, yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
Arena is awful. You do like the same quest for half an hour, and that's the Arena speedrun.
I wonder if anyone's tried the N-Gage Elder Scrolls, trying to do a speedrun on that.
Like Battlespire and Tower Key and stuff like that.
I forget what the hell it's even called.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
It's just janky enough and PS1 enough for you, I'm sure they're doing. It's up your alley.
It's right up my alley. I used to run Morrowind, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's a more entertaining run, Morrowind or Skyrim?
Well,
Depends on who you
it
ask.
depends on.
Morrowind. The answer is Morrowind.
I like Morrowind more because it's 5 minutes long and it's easy.
What?
Yeah.
What do you do? Just turn around and the ending's
Well,
right there?
you get some
Essentially.
scrolls, you jump to Red Mountain, and you kill Digothur.
You jump?
Yeah, you physically. There's a scroll that increases your acrobatics by 1,000 points. You get it like maybe 30 seconds into the game.
How do you do that?
You just get it and you jump.
What do you mean get it?
Well, what happens is a guy falls out of the sky, and he has these scrolls on him, and if you use them, you'll jump and die, is what they expect to happen.
Uh-huh.
Well, you just don't do that.
Yeah, you just don't die.
Oh, of course.
They didn't think about that.
It's
good advice for life,
It's Hitchhiker's Guide. Just,
Yeah.
miss the floor, and, you'll be
I
fine.
love that reference so much, Chris. That is my favorite thing.
I don't get to reference Hitchhikers very often, so when I do, it's like, besides the number 42, which is the easy, that's the cop-out reference.
Yeah, absolutely. But to go like, because that's in the what, third, fourth book? The flying?
That's somewhere in there. It all blends together for me at this point.
Yeah, totally. Alex, how you feeling?
It's pretty good. Foundry, like I said, it's not broken, so you just have to kill a whole bunch of things.
Right.
It's just optimized at this point. I swear it does get broken at some point.
Okay. I promise I did not take the schedule and put out my cell phone and look at it now.
No.
Because I just suddenly remembered a bunch of games.
Oh, yeah, please.
So there's a good Sonic block Wednesday at about noon. My favorite on this is going to be Sonic 2006 because
Oh my God,
that
that
is
game's
the
garbage.
classic. It is a garbage Sonic game, which is not that rare to be frank.
That's
but
an
also
honorary PS1 game, Steve.
it's just broken. It is just so broken.
Yeah.
There's some good indies like Super Meat Boy is going to be Tuesday at about 7:30, and like there's some newer indies like Momodora 4.
Oh, okay.
Which is made by Brazilian developers, I think.
Yeah.
And like it's a cool speedrun done by Half Coordinated, who is a pretty unique guy.
Unique guy.
Well, he does all of his runs one-handed because of he's got a disability where he's just doesn't have as much muscle strength in the right side of his body.
Interesting.
So it's easier for him to do runs one-handed than use his weaker hand.
But it's still competitive?
And he's still competitive. I mean, he's got world record in a couple games by like a significant amount. Like Vanquish, he's pretty unchallenged.
Wow.
So he's just a really cool dude. And it's a really cool run to see done well and also just done by him.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Meat Boy. can you break it, or is it just a matter of go through every level, don't die?
There is a broken glitch run that takes about 4 minutes, but that's not really competitive. It's not what's being done this time.
Right.
But most of it's just be really, really good. And there are some glitches, but for the most part, people kind of skipped them because there was a PC glitch where if you pressed Alt, you could go through walls.
Is it being ran on PC this time?
I think it's on console. I hope it's on console.
Well then, no Nija.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the PC run also keeps breaking because that is not a good port.
It's
Okay.
not.
We'll see what it's on.
Who schedules this stuff out before you keep listing more? And how do you determine what's entertaining?
That's a great question with a long, convoluted answer. Let's go into it, though.
I wish I knew.
So what happens is a few months before the event, all the runners submit. So it'll be, I think, about 1,000 or so hours of submissions that we actually end up getting. That gets processed through a committee of about 6 people now that will go through it and look at each run and be like, okay, how does it fit in the marathon? How does it fit compared to other marathons? And how does it, is the run good? Because, for example, there are some, like, Legend of Dragoon is a 16-hour RPG speedrun that not a lot of people will appreciate. So that run probably never going to make it in.
But there's that fan base out there for Legend of Dragoon. They are vocal.
I liked it. I played it once, and the final boss took me about 4 hours because I was really underleveled, and it was awful, and I hated it. But I finished it. So.
Yeah.
But so for something like that, that'll be like, okay, a long RPG is going to be a lot trickier, and then games like Sonic games will be compared against each other and compared to past marathons.
Yeah.
And then over the course of like a month and a half, like everything gets looked at. Finally, people will get back to the runners and say, well, here's what made it in this time, and if you did not get in, you can get some more feedback about why not.
Okay. I know last year you did Chrono Trigger. What's happening?
I'm reloading a checkpoint because it won't give you the skill points otherwise. You get points for killing demons, and for whatever reason, going into this cutscene after that fight just won't give them to you.
Oh, so this is actually part of the run?
Yeah, it's
good.
it's a nice little way to get extra points.
Interesting.
You can go on without it, but since we skip a lot of stuff, it's nice to get every point you can.
Uh-huh. Can you skip me looking at her face?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Rude.
I know, I'm sorry. Anyways, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, I mean, like, so that would be like the good RPG comparison because Chrono Trigger's got a pretty big fan base. It is a decently long run, so it's kind of got to make up for that because if we had that longer run without the fan base, it's like, well, we don't have a lot of time in the marathon. We're cutting games for this. Who is this really for?
Right.
So this year, for example, the finisher is Super Mario RPG.
Oh,
and
cool.
kind of the same thing. It's like, all right, big fan base, people can appreciate it. It's got a big speedrunning community as well. Everyone should come out of this pretty happy.
Mm-hmm.
If you hate Super Mario RPG, but in that case, I have no respect.
Do you always close on a bigger, longer run then?
I think that's general thought because everybody's winding down. It's like, let's go ahead, kind of wrap this up. We can take donations, talk about stuff, talk about what's gone on at the event, and really chill out more so than like high octane. Like this would be, I think, a bad finisher because it's just gonna be like everyone's exhausted except we just have the runner there, just super focused, trying to finish it and just like finish off with an intense speedrun no one can really
I have
handle anymore.
$20 in my pocket if you change your mind.
I don't have the authority to make that decision, but
$40.
Okay, all right. Come on, pass it.
40. Wow.
Done and done.
I'll buy
Yeah,
you
the
a
marathons
sandwich.
usually end on a longer JRPG.
Okay.
We've had a couple marathons end on Zelda, I believe.
Yes, there was that one time it ended on Skyward Sword.
No,
Or Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
What is the best one to speedrun? Best Zelda?
That's Give me the tough questions.
What's that one game on the Game Boy Color?
SM64.
Game Boy Color? Oh, Link's Awakening?
Yeah, that's the best one.
Okay,
Why is
Link's
that?
Awakening is good.
Okay, is this the most broken?
Oh,
No.
most broken is Ocarina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like 16
Maybe.
minutes, I think, is what
Like, who
Cosmo
knows?
does.
Oh, is that
Well,
right?
no, most broken might be Link to the Past as well, just because if you're going just like straight up finishing
yeah,
time, Link
it's-
to the Past is about 2
It's
minutes.
got to be.
What do you do?
You
go
press a
through.
bunch of buttons and like you just leave the screen like you just walk out of bounds immediately.
Press a button.
Like I don't know how to describe. Like
That's
it's
literally what you do.
it is eight inputs of upright, downright, upright. Like each single frame inputs of that, and then you just leave the screen if you do it right and you're out of bounds.
Huh.
Wow.
So the little micro missiles give you small boosts until we get the Gauss cannon later. So I can try to go for a skip here, but it's probably the hardest skip in the game, and it's
Do you feel like you can do it under this kind of pressure?
Just quick save. Easy.
yeah. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have hard saves, so you have to go back to the checkpoint.
Oh,
You
man.
mess it up.
How far back is the checkpoint?
You remember that giant door I opened?
Oh, okay. Don't do it.
Is that it?
That's the first half, and I fell back down.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What's happening?
So the problem is you take damage every time you try for it.
Oh no.
So if I don't get up there, I can't really go for it.
Well-
I think I have enough health to go for one more.
Follow your gut, man. We trust you. We all believe in you.
It's probably gonna kill me.
Not this time.
All right, we're just not gonna go for it.
It still look cool.
I will say micro missiles have like the cutest sound effect of any Doom gun.
That's what they're going for.
Yeah, cute was one of the words I used the least while playing this game.
the one usage of cute in the entire Doom franchise.
It's the one I use the most.
And Blake, you finished this?
Yes.
Okay. And is it up there in your games of the year so far?
I think so. Yeah, I'd say maybe a little low on the list, but
Oh.
I mean, I loved it.
You said you love this game, and now
Yeah,
you're saying it's
okay,
pretty low
but-
on your list.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like making it on any game of the year list constitutes loving
Okay.
something, you know?
What is your number one then?
Probably Oxenfree so far.
What
Yeah.
kind of weirdo are you?
Ex-
Oxenfree. I like Oxenfree just
I
fine.
thought Oxenfree was what I wanted from Life is Strange, so. Yeah.
I like the dialogue system a lot in Oxenfree.
Yeah. Also, good voice acting in that game, unlike
Yeah.
Life is Strange.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I really hated Max's voice, but I
I
feel
don't-
like I'm alone there.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about that game that just kind of spoke to me.
I like the weirder parts. I
Yeah.
feel like it kind of didn't. I'm trying to remember how the story even ended. I remember it wasn't as satisfying as I wanted, or didn't go to the direction I wanted. But yeah, the more surreal stuff is really fun.
And usually I don't like that stuff in games, so
Yeah. Well, I can tell. Look at Doom here.
Okay.
It's as grounded as it
That's-
can get.
that's not what I meant.
I love having like a offbeat game for your game of the year contender just because you have to defend yourself at a moment's notice.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just like that's your opinion. You got to say why it's not wrong.
Yeah. Do you guys all have games of the year? Do you keep track of this kind of stuff?
I'm leaning towards Deadbolt myself.
Deadbolt?
Deadbolt.
What is that?
From the makers of Risk of Rain. It's just like this
Oh.
weird combination of like Gunpoint and Hotline Miami.
What?
Yeah,
think
it's
that
really cool.
sounds
It's
good.
really good. It's
Deadbolt.
one of my favorite games.
Jesus. And Risk of Rain just came out, didn't it?
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if they're indie developers, they can do what they want. It's also not at all like Risk of Rain, so I think that's cut back on development time because they
Okay.
didn't have to make this procedurally generated world that had to be sort of balanced.
Right. Huh. Gold Sammy Hayden. Do you guys, Dylan, Alex, games of the year?
This is probably the only new
Which
game I've
year?
played of 2016.
Oh, Dylan, of course we're talking about 1997.
Yeah, 1997.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have to go with Overblood.
Oh, that's true. Overblood, 97 classic. Great choice. I'm sorry, the correct answer is Stardew Valley. I'm sorry, everybody. Which would make the worst speed run of all time.
I didn't even get multiple choice on that.
Sorry, but you said you've just been so absorbed in the Doom world.
Oh man, that's a weird world to be absorbed in.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting one.
I think this is one of the only games I've ever played that like would make me physically shake.
What is wrong with you? How are you playing this game?
No, man, it's just
Are you
like
playing VR?
no, it just really messed with me.
Are you just a really sensitive guy? Let's really get into this.
Yeah, I mean,
How'd your last relationship go?
You talk to your dad a lot?
Were you dating Satan?
do y'all want to talk about literally anything else?
No, we want to talk about Doom. Tell us about your relationship.
With Doom, I'd say my relationship with Doom was not a great one.
Yeah, please tell us about all of your Doom
I don't
relationships.
know. It's just, you know what? I played this game with headphones on, and it was the first time I'd ever played a game with like surround sound headphones.
Yeah.
And the sounds just really messed with me, coupled with the speed of the game.
You know what you should never do is play Thumper, coming out
Thumper.
this year on
I
PS4.
wrote a story about that the other day, and I had
Oh,
to
yeah?
watch the trailer, and the 1 minute trailer hurt my eyes for like 10 minutes. I
It's-
like was seeing flashes.
It's a weird
Yeah.
feeling. I played it at E3, and like, it's cool and good, but it riles up your innards.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre game.
That's what this game did for me, especially when this game gets super hard later in the end, and they're throwing.
Wait, it gets hard in the end?
Nah, not to Alex here.
I mean, what difficulty are you playing on?
Easy.
Okay.
I'll show you how to get around all that. Don't worry.
All the hard stuff.
Okay, good. So when I play it again, I'll just skip all the hard stuff.
Yeah,
you
pretty
can-
much. You can do it on Ultra Nightmare. Don't worry.
Have you tried those higher difficulties?
I don't really find those fun in any way. It just makes things too tedious. I
Yeah.
like to go fast. I don't like to be
Gotta go
waiting
fast.
behind things.
Absolutely. How's speaking of brutal difficulty, how's Last of Us speedrunning? Is there anything interesting there?
I think it's still like 4 hours, something like that. That
okay.
game, I don't think it has been broken at all.
That's not satisfying. 4 hours is still pretty good for that game, though.
Yeah, see, I want to say yes. Like, I'll double check the time, but it's long.
Okay.
And it's just one of those games where it hasn't been horribly broken.
Do people even run Last of Us?
There's like a couple guys. There's always a couple guys for every game.
I hope that they just like tear up every time as well. They just can't help it even if they're speedrunning. But the tears come down their face super quick.
Y'all were talking about RPGs earlier. Has anyone been working on The Witcher 3? Because I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember prior to that game coming out, I read a story. I think an internal tester, the fastest he could do it was still like 20 hours.
That is not the fastest. Maybe like 20 minutes.
Really? Wow.
Wait, Witcher 3? I thought it was like 2 hours.
It's like 20 minutes. There's a 2 in there.
Okay.
Wait, what do you do? How do you do this?
You go really fast.
Oh, of course.
You just run fast.
If you're ever wondering how you do it, just go fast.
I don't know how. I don't know. I've seen it.
You just run fast? What are you talking about?
I actually have not played Witcher 3. That's one of my games that I need to play after SGDQ. But it has to do with the crossbow skills. It's like you slow down time or something like that. When you use the crossbow at a certain point. And it's like if you get off a horse and load a save, like it's this convoluted thing. But if you do this process, you move super fast. Like
That's awesome.
Draw will attack incredibly quickly, move super fast, and you just run place to place.
You guys want any food?
Yeah, what would you,
It may be hot though.
I'll take taco.
in the Hot Food Express.
I think I'd take apple pie out of everything on that
Yeah,
list.
that's-
I'm a breakfast combo kind of guy myself.
Yeah, over everything. Over pizza, breakfast combo.
Yeah.
Well, it's got
course.
more to it.
That's true.
I would take the fried chicken actually. Like if I'm gonna get something out of the Food Express, it's got to be something really nasty.
I don't know how
to
pancakes
cover the
would do.
taste.
Now, is this kind of like dehydrated, weird Tang version of it because we're on Mars in a space station?
It's a good question.
Is it going to be tangy?
We can
hot
go get
dogs?
some.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Let's
sounds
find out.
perfect.
Probably demon infused. That's
Oh.
the big story plot of this game is they've harnessed the power of hell to like use their machinery.
And of course, the first thing they will inhibit and possess is the food makers. So you just get
Yeah.
Satan sausage.
I'm glad
sausage.
you know the plot and the lore because I don't.
Yeah,
You don't? You played 150 hours of this game?
Yeah.
I read all the like codec things you could find.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
That's
I think
a-
I read
this is
one.
a deep
Anyone
lore.
did that.
Yeah, and Wade's a lore hound.
Yeah,
Not for this
I read
game.
it because it was so bizarre.
Some people really like it has like a good sense of humor, I guess. Like, it doesn't take
Yeah,
itself
it's
too
very
seriously.
like self-referential.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's also really scary, guys.
So after this fight, we get double jump, which is pretty fun. And then we immediately have to go into the climbing section, and the climbing can get a little finicky at best.
Okay.
So to jump back to Witcher, is that
Oh,
are
yeah.
you all doing that this year?
I don't think I got in this year.
No, I didn't
Okay.
get in.
Like it's a tough game to compare to just because the load times vary quite a bit between runner. And there's
Yeah.
also been some issue with just like skipping through the dialogue.
Yeah.
Put those on. Hey, Alex, put it on your leg. Put it on your leg.
I
Okay,
mean,
good.
Okay, you know the
I
route.
guess
You,
they're
you
on
got
my
this,
legs.
Ben. You got
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, what's he do next?
He should jump onto that pipe.
Yeah.
Okay, now you look to the left.
The left.
Yeah. Here, just give me the mouse. Just give me the fucking mouse.
I just beat The Witcher, and I would not say that was a speed run.
How long did it take you?
Oh, they're falling off.
Should have looked to the left.
55.
Yeah, should have. There you go.
Like how you exploded for some reason.
Have you ever been on Mars?
That's how that works.
Yeah.
on Mars,
Explosion
yeah.
pit.
Just immediately dying.
That's what happens in Total Recall.
Wait, oh, sorry. How long did it take you to play?
55 hours for the main
that's
game.
pretty good though. For the main game.
I didn't do a lot of the side stuff. I did like the main side quests.
Yeah.
And then decided to save the rest for later.
And good stuff.
The game?
Yeah.
Game of the year for sure.
Okay, game of last year for sure.
Well, I'm hoping Blood and Wine's good so I can sneak
Yeah.
it on there.
I know
that'd
Kim
be
loved
fun.
it.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I bought the season pass, so play it soon.
What about the game that everybody gave a lot of crap for being short? Ground Zeroes. How's that doing?
Oh, that's the Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 5 or 10 minute run.
Oh, really?
It's
Wow.
not-
I mean, you just finish it, just go
Yeah.
through it.
What
Yeah.
about the Phantom Pain?
The Phantom Pain, I want to say it's been through some patches. You can do a lot of cool stuff, but the big problem with that game is you spend 90% of the run sitting in a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
and that was one of my big problems with Phantom Pain was just you spend so much time waiting in helicopters and waiting for helicopters.
Staring at Quiet's cleavage
Yeah.
for the 1000th time.
Is that what you were doing?
Well, you couldn't help it.
You actually have to look forward.
I had the dog with me the whole time.
Oh,
so
that's
I
one
was-
way to
I was
go.
staring at a cool little pooch.
Yeah, but the dog's brassiere was really untasteful.
Okay, there it is. It's because it breathed through its skin.
You'll be ashamed of your words and deeds.
What's fun is there are cool strategies. Like there's one mission you have to destroy, I think, a communications tower, and you fly by with a rocket launcher, fire one rocket into the building as the helicopter is landing to start the mission,
Yeah.
and then immediately take off.
Oh, wow.
And like that's awesome, but the problem is you still spend the entire mission waiting in a helicopter, except for that 1 second of firing a rocket.
So maybe the way to go is go on YouTube and search for like Phantom Pain speedrun highlights.
yes, like
Is
if you
that-
find the individual levels, like that will be cool
cool.
stuff.
That would
because
be
it's
really
not just
fun.
finding, it's not just watching someone in a helicopter.
Y'all just want to watch that now?
Yeah, here, let's put it up here. Alt tab.
Okay, one guess of why this next part is called banana skip.
All right. Can we see it and then guess? Or?
Yeah, you should be able to guess right now.
This part took so long for me to do.
Oh, because the things look like bananas.
Yeah, they're giant mechanical bananas.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they kind of do.
I get it.
So
I thought you were gonna like make the enemy slip on something.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
They should add that in.
So, if you had to guess a normal run through for someone, what would the hour point be right here?
At this point, probably 2, 3, maybe.
Okay.
Because this is right before you go to hell, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to
So-
see this game.
If you get up here really fast, you can make it on that cycle. It saves like 15 seconds or so.
Oh man.
But we weren't fast.
It's okay.
We weren't fast enough.
Hey, you know what?
It's-
Hold your head up high.
Yeah.
Pick up your
I,
head.
I try.
I
There
would
is-
have just lied. I would have said that cycle is impossible to make. He wouldn't have known any different.
No mortal man.
I want to say the fight that goes on in this room takes like 10 to 15 minutes, so it's pretty wild that you're just skipping it.
Yeah.
A lot of the fights later on are literally like 7 minutes optimized.
Yeah.
So you
Really?
yeah, that's if you don't skip them.
So, do you utilize the BFG a lot in your run? Because that saved me a lot of time.
Yes and no.
Okay.
We don't use it as much as you think, but
Okay.
we still use it to its fullest potential.
Okay. Cool.
Basically, every piece of ammo we pick up, we use.
Okay.
I love it.
So this area can just eat your first jump, and then when you go to perform your first jump, you're actually doing your double jump. So sometimes you'll just fall down.
Eat
and
your
die.
first jump.
Yeah, if you go up on a slope or hit a bump or something, it'll just consume your first jump. 'Cause anytime you walk off an edge, it's counting as a first jump.
Huh.
You've never heard about like eating your inputs when it comes to a game?
No.
Oh, okay. That's,
Have you heard
I
about
don't think
eating?
so.
You should
Break this
probably.
down. I don't understand.
You know what food is? You remember that breakfast platter we saw earlier?
Yeah, that texture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put that in your mouth.
That texture.
Yeah.
Yes, it's pretty weird. The Doom has that reference, and
You
all
wanna-
food comes from Doom.
You gonna go back there, Alex, and I'll lick the screen a little bit?
All
You
food
might be
comes
able to
from
find
Doom.
one in hell.
Okay, great.
But like a lot of older games will do this with when they have FPS drops or just lag. It will eat your input, like it won't go through because the game just won't process it because of the lag. So some modern games do that. It's not too common, but when it is super obnoxious.
Let's go through some keywords for speedrunning. Okay, eat your inputs is one. Iframes, that's big, right?
Invincibility frames.
Iframe.
Okay, what else we got? That's where I run dry.
Okay.
Any percent.
OB.
I think I kind of explained that earlier, but it just
Yeah.
means beating the game as fast as possible.
No matter what you do.
Yeah, within the technical rules.
Whatever the fastest legit way of beating the game is.
And that's the big division between the glitch runs and any percent.
No,
okay.
and any percent can be a glitch run.
Okay.
It really depends on the game, and sometimes they'll clarify and define it, and people will get into arguments in the internet
Yeah,
all
we're
over.
gonna
this
start
stuff.
some arguments. I say
You get some really long category names, like any percent,
no this,
inbounds,
no
no
other
major
thing.
skips.
Yeah, that Link to the Past used to be like that, where it was like any percent, like no out of bounds, no save and quit,
no
no
Japanese
Whammies.
guy adventure.
no walking, something like that. Like now it's just no major glitches.
Okay.
And this was a subject of debate within the Link to the Past speedrunning community, just what the hell to call the categories.
Any
Yeah.
percent, no tricks to Art and Crystal's PB. My favorite category.
Perfect.
But it was like the run was like an hour 20, and then the any percent was like 3 minutes. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
Let's not go into the nomenclature too much.
I remember last year a lot of people were pissed about the Bloodborne speedrun. We were like, whoa, glitch run, garbage.
See,
You get that a lot.
That happens a lot in the Souls community, actually.
that happens a lot just in general, though, with speedruns.
This is cool what you're doing, running along
Yeah,
that
you,
edge.
you just jump up there. A lot of us actually missed that. We just went around the long way. But then somebody was playing through it casually, and they're like, "Hey, you can just jump up here."
Hey, experts.
So, you put, what, did you say, like 100 hours into Doom?
150 currently, but before I started breaking it, we're gonna go for a jump over here.
Yeah, please.
So, what hour were you like, okay, I got the speed run, I can go show it off to old Blake?
Probably 150.
Blake is ready to see it.
And Blake is a 75-year-old man, for those that aren't familiar with
That
the
is
internship
true.
program.
That is true.
It's a make-a-wish
I know my
charity.
voice is very handsome and young, but
How about we let the guy answer the question?
oh yeah. So anyway, what was the question again?
How many hours till you felt comfortable?
After I beat the game, I guess. Like
The
8
first
hours.
time?
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
So the jump I did there keeps the platform from spawning. If you remember from playing casually, you have to like shoot down a platform.
Yeah, yeah.
But you kind of jump around it by anytime yeah. She stole her bike pump, by the way.
Who is this idiot?
She just took it.
That's
She's the villain.
yeah. That's
okay.
the mechanical genius that learned how to harness the power of hell.
By taking a bike pump into a giant beam of light.
That's Doom lore. I
guess
read
I've
the
never
codex.
tried that
Thanks,
myself.
Satan.
Oh, hail
So
Satan.
first playthrough. So that was my next question. When you all are, and I mean it may be different, but went for each one of you all. But when you're playing a game on your first playthrough, are you doing it with speedrunning in mind, or are you just going through it casually?
I'll take mental notes as I go, like, oh, hey, I could possibly skip this, or this looks like something I want to check out. But typically on the first playthrough, I just play like anyone else would.
Okay, you all as well.
Yeah, I would say generally I play how other people would play, but you know, since I speedrun a lot of different games and I do so often, when in a casual playthrough, I'll be like, oh, maybe I can. If I see an opportunity to do something, I'll try and see if it works.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been a couple games that I've specifically played because I saw the speedrun and went, that looks fun. I can do this.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just like I'll play it casually. If I really enjoyed it, I'll go back to it. If not, it's like, it can just sit there.
Alex, you need to tell us what's anormal here.
Okay, that's completely anormal.
Okay.
And I just killed myself.
On purpose?
No.
Oh, okay.
I meant to open the door before I jumped, but it doesn't matter anyways. So in this last fight, it's technically on a timer, so you just kind of have to wait around. You can kill enemies if you want. It's not required.
Okay.
So instead, we go and grab the Gauss cannon. It's technically a secret on this map, and you wouldn't normally get it until the next level, but grabbing it here saves time if you don't die.
Are there any other instances where you're taking advantage of the secrets? Because there's secrets in, what, every level of Doom?
Yeah, there's multiple secrets on each level. Some range from 9 secrets, some have 3.
Is it ever worth your while?
That's about the only one we get. That's just not on the path.
Okay.
There's a lot of secrets that are like literally in your face. Just, hey, pick this up. And
Yeah.
grab it.
Can we appreciate the quad damage sound effect for a second? Because it sounds so good.
It does.
Oh, God.
There we go. Wonderful.
Ben, what are your thoughts on the music in Doom?
Well,
We were talking about music yesterday a little bit.
we talked about AFI's All Hallows EP, one of their best albums.
Actually, I'd say the best EP ever released.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over Elvis Presley's birth.
Over his birth?
I don't know.
Like his actual birth? Like, did they record that and like 4-track it?
Yeah.
They should
You
have.
haven't heard that?
That's interesting.
Best EP, yeah. It's pretty, I would put, there's a band from Minnesota called Dark Dark Dark,
Okay.
and their Bright 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 EP, I might put above it. Maybe.
Now, is it because it sounds good or just the pun?
The
Hey,
pun.
we got an
Okay.
achievement.
Yeah, that's how I listen to music. That's why I like Modest Mouse so much. It's a lot of puns and double entendres and wordplay.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but that's from the Fire Inside Out podcast, which is the best AFI analysis podcast. that
You know,
I host.
actually, I've heard one better.
Please.
Oh.
Which one?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, is this AJ, the interns?
Yeah, AJ's AFI podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Does he have one?
I don't know. He has a music podcast. We'll figure it out at some
Are
point.
there other AFI podcasts?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
have
like, I wasn't like being sarcastic because I listened to yours. It was super good.
Thank you. It's better because we had a Twilight Zone podcast too, and there were like rival Twilight Zone podcasts that were trying to like start beef with us on Twitter.
That's
is really confusing.
Okay, so now we have the Gauss cannon. We can
Hey, Alex, please.
Hey.
We're talking about podcast. No, sorry, go ahead.
Are you?
No, you have the Gauss cannon.
So you can kind of
Oh my God.
get places you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Need to be over here. So this is the first time you come to hell. Alright.
What?
So that's
So wait a second.
That's awesome.
but you got more.
What are you? How do you know where this invisible stuff is?
Lots of dying. Let's put it that way.
Oh my
That's so
God.
cool.
That's crazy.
Reminds me a lot of the
Not
Half-Life
done
1
yet.
Gauss cannon.
Is that right? Do you run that?
I've seen it.
So this is the
Nice.
Whoa.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Alex,
Hey.
ladies and
There it
gentlemen.
is. That's awesome.
Is there a grenade
super
jump
cool.
in this game too, or is it just the Gauss cannon that's all you need?
You have the double jump and the Gauss cannon. You kind of combine the two. By
Gotcha.
jumping and Gauss canning, the first time you get boosted, and then you double jump off that. So this is when the game just kind of slowly goes into the more broken section.
Love it. Descent into madness. It's all broken in hell.
Yeah, now we're back on Mars because we don't like hell. It's a bad place.
So I
Wait.
saw you use the mini rockets and the Gauss cannon to do was it like a super jump?
Yeah, you use the micro missiles to get a very small boost, and then you Gauss cannon boost up on top because you just can't do it alone.
And now, what's happening in the story here, Blake? You go to hell for a little bit, and then you go back to Mars.
Yeah, and then you go back to hell, and then you gotta
This is a very small.
you
jump.
find a relic in hell that does something. You know,
That's actually the plot of a Dota character.
Pulling up Wikipedia.
There's a Dota character that goes to hell, then back to hell, then to like double hell.
All right, so in my first playthrough, I saw this and I was like, you can totally make that jump. And then this is the first skip we found. You just jump over
Nice.
here.
Well
that was
done.
awesome.
So you find that secret.
Yeah.
Well, that's like 80% of the level gone.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So wait, so what did you think of the music of this game so far?
Oh, it seems aggressive. It seems fine.
It's awesome.
I know people like it a lot. Yeah, it
It's
seems
like
good.
awesome in a horrible way.
I don't know. I think it's genuinely. I think it was Reiner or somebody who was playing this game that was saying like, I love it in the game, but
Yeah.
I would never in my
Yes.
life listen to it outside of this game.
There's a short video on YouTube about how the guy recorded it and some of the cool instruments he had to buy. to
Oh,
make
yeah?
Some of those sounds super interesting.
What kind of stuff?
Don't ask me that because I don't remember that much.
Right.
So jumping on those pipes, we just skip the fight sequence, and that's like the last 10% of the level, so we're just about done now.
Wow.
Yeah, we need this key, though.
Of course, from the old demon's mouth.
So you can't just keep a card key from the past levels. That doesn't make any sense.
Of course not. Hey Dylan,
Hey,
what's hell like?
imagine a world where you couldn't play PS1 games.
Imagine a world where you shouldn't play PS1 games. This world.
Gasp.
The footloose of PS1 games.
What's your favorite PS1 game? Give me your top 5 PlayStation 1
Well,
games.
my favorite PS1 game and favorite game of all time is the one and only TRAG, Tactical Rescue Assault Group Mission of Mercy.
What are you talking about? What is Trey?
Are those
It
words?
is the best Resident Evil clone made by Sunsoft.
Oh God, I think we played it on a replay show at some point.
You want to see a speedrun?
I don't know, maybe. Okay, why do you like that game so much?
Well, it was one of the first games I started speedrunning, and I started speedrunning it because it was just like that game I had as a kid.
Okay,
And-
yeah.
And the more I played it, the more I didn't hate it.
All right.
And after a while, I just, hey, this is my favorite. I like playing no game more than that.
And so, do you specialize in like the Resident Evil clones on PS1?
I want to.
Okay.
I don't run too many Resident Evil clones, but I feel like I should become one with the tank controls.
Let's see. Have you tried Chaos Break?
No, because it's PAL and JP only, but
That's
I really
right.
want it.
Okay. Yeah, it's up there.
Didn't someone just release like a Resident Evil clone designed to be a Resident Evil clone with tank controls?
that like back in 1996 or something
Yeah.
like that. I think it was.
How is
called.
that? I actually never saw a single impression or review
I
of that.
played it at PAX and it was fun.
Yeah.
And I have not
Wait,
played
what
it
is it?
since.
It's a Resident Evil clone made like a Resident Evil 1.
Yeah, it's like a
today.
low poly like.
What's the
tank
name of it?
controls back
Back
in
in
1990.
Oh, that's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good name.
90 something.
I was
It's 96.
I was
yeah.
2.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
And what were you doing?
I 2. I think I was listening to All Hallows EP actually.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Literally.
So we're gonna get more ammo.
Okay.
So why not?
Great.
So E3 was a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Ben, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I was there.
Any game stick out to you all as like that's my next speed run?
Oh yeah, the Doom for 2016.
Yes. Well,
I wasn't actually planning on speedrunning it, but then I heard a little quote in the trailer. It was for Titanfall 2.
oh, yeah.
He jumps off the cliff and then yells BT, which is also the like 2 letters that spell out my username online, which people often refer to me as.
Hang on a second. In the Titanfall video, the character yells BT.
Yeah, because the robot's name is BT7274 or something. So he jumps off and says BT, and then it's like, well, I gotta run it now.
Of course. That's awesome.
That'd be fun. The Titanfall campaign. I bet that's going to be like just crazy enough with different systems
Yeah.
and like the grappling hook and stuff. That's a great one.
What about you all?
I actually didn't keep up with E3 that much because I was fighting for SGDQ, but
FIFA.
I want to see if Watch Dogs 2 comes out and it's a good speedrun, because Watch Dogs 1 has actually become an okay speedrun over the course of its release.
Really?
And I actually like that game. Like, it's not the best open world game, but if you want an open world game,
It
it scratched that itch.
It was good.
If you run the FIFA campaign, I'll watch. I won't give you anything, but I'll watch it.
Does anybody do NBA 2K16 frequency vibration storyline?
No, but like, is it runnable? Like, is it just basketball?
I don't think-
I just know it's made by
It's
Spike
basketball.
I don't think
Spike Lee.
you could.
Jones. Spike Lee, that's it.
Spike Jones is NBA 2K16. Now there's a game I want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you couldn't speedrun sports games, right?
Well, you could.
There's a fine line of what you can.
What you would do is you would score once, then run out the clock as long as possible, which does not sound very interesting.
No, that's as interesting as a helicopter, I think.
What?
From Metal Gear.
Helicopters
Oh.
Try and keep up. Like.
So Ben, here's the deal. You
Yeah.
play the Doom Slayer from like the original Doom.
Yeah.
Are you reading the Wikipedia entry
Yeah,
for Doom?
Yeah.
He's like a religious figure in this game.
I know. I've heard that. That's fun. That's a fun premise.
And because Olivia Pierce, that crazy lady running around, unleashed demons, the other guy, the AI robot dude, set you free to quell the invasion. That's essentially what happens. I mean, that's the story. You're
so
just trying to hold
hey,
back
stop
the
these
invasion.
demons.
Yeah.
It's a Mad Max level of simplicity here.
Well, yeah, but then all the like journal entries you can find tell why the demons are there, and that's where it gets into how they like mechanized hell.
And they're doing
Which-
that for like infinite energy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're getting resources from Mars.
Sweet hell
And I-
or.
Yeah, I want to say taking it back to Earth. I don't know.
Yeah, no, because I'll just read verbatim here. So you get an artifact called the Crucible, which you use to destroy the portal's power source to Hell. And then at the end of the game, the robot dude confiscates the Crucible and
Wow,
plans to...
spoilers.
Well, we'll see it, right? I mean... but the Earth is too desperate to give up its energy that's getting from Hell, so it just continues to do that.
So yeah, it's an interesting story. It's not good, but
okay,
it's
I was
interesting.
saying,
Well,
all right.
it's fine. What the
It's fine.
hell am I looking at?
This is a power up that you get. It's called Berserk. It's just,
Yeah.
You run really fast and you can one shot everything. So
Oh my
It's freaking...
God.
You just rip people apart with your bare hands.
Yeah, no, I remember you get it pretty early, but just I think the speed of your mouse is what's
Yeah.
freaking me out.
Combining some of those power-ups together is pretty awesome, like quad damage and then haste.
I still want to
is
find a
insane.
way to keep all the power ups permanently unlocked.
That'd
So
be
you can just keep
awesome.
them for the entire thing.
That'd be great.
So coming up, we're gonna get an upgrade to Windows 10.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Do what?
Just his little dialogue here is just like Windows 10.
Wait, does he really reference Windows 10?
He doesn't reference it, but it's
That's actually what my computer said
And
when I
here's-
updated.
And here's Cortana.
Oh, great. Hey, try it. You'll like it. Cortana. It's the future. Oh, God. I like the robot design.
This sounds like Jeff Bridges, doesn't he?
No, this sounds like a robot, Wade.
Yeah, sure.
If Jeff Bridges was a robot, then he would sound like this guy.
Yeah.
so if you come back out here and then jump, you get to keep your weapon during this, which isn't really too useful, but it saves a couple seconds.
Can you
later
shoot
on.
the robot?
Yeah, you can. He actually has dialogue.
That's cool.
Dude.
They programmed that in. Just why not?
Do you guys remember when Jeff Bridges really knocked it out of the park with Rooster Cogburn in True Grit, Coen Brothers movie? Right.
That was awesome.
and then he just kind of did that exact character again in R.I.P.D. It's just the exact same voice and everything. It's just like
see that one.
recycled. Oh, you didn't see You guys saw R.I.P.D.
I
right?
don't know if y'all noticed what he just did, but it was really funny.
What did you?
He jumped up in the chair and crouched, so he was sitting for this nice meeting.
The Doom conference table.
I mean, you have to sit here anyway, so why not have a seat?
Yeah, just role playing Doom.
Now you got to take a load off.
Yeah.
You just aim a giant weapon at him.
Yeah, I bet Doom guy's feet must really hurt at this point. Like,
Oh my gosh, his dogs are barking.
the out of bounds can't be any easier on him.
So, are really fast games good for speedruns, or is that just kind of like a negative
They
plus?
can be.
Like, what about Hotline Miami? Is that a good
Hell yeah.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an incredibly difficult and very random speedrun, but
Yeah.
it's awesome.
What about how's that good game?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Highland Miami.
No,
good
the
game.
slow motion.
Super hot.
Thank you so much.
There was a lot of interest at first, and then people kind of stopped running it after a month. I actually
yeah.
don't know what happened with Super Hot.
Okay. Well, never mind then. What's the dumbest thing that people insist on speedrunning?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories.
What is that? A
It
card
is
game?
a PS1 card game, not based on the actual physical Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, with completely different rules.
Oh, no.
It's about 8 hours of randomness.
Yeah, it's not good.
And you would be surprised.
Wait, Chris, don't you run that Animorphs?
Oh no, not me, not
That's,
me.
Okay.
that's our
Nobody
boy Kizaron.
So he's around
Okay, hold on.
Shenanigans.
So, what did you just do?
You go since the elevator's going down. If you try to move your momentum upwards, hey Samuel,
What?
Oh, wow.
it lets you clip through the top of the elevator, and that's actually not good.
This is
There's a very
definitely-
small part you have to walk on. Otherwise, you drop down. You can't get it back out.
Oh
So
my god.
this was found on like the second day. Not this version of it, but
Second day?
of release.
of release. Yeah.
And where do you see it? It's just in that group, in that chat?
I actually posted a video on YouTube about it. I found it from a different spot, but we've just kind of refined it from there.
Okay. See ya.
So I need to go. There's another ledge there that you can't see, obviously, that you need to land on or grab. And the grabbing mechanic's really bad for stuff like this. So
And you normally can't have guns in that section, so they don't expect you to be able to boost out of there.
once you get past the cutscene, you get your weapons back.
Okay, so what?
Yeah.
What the heck, QA?
So sometimes you don't clip out either, which is real fun.
Yeah. By the way, if you can't see it, he's just spamming the spacebar button. Why do you do that?
Space is what you have to hit when you reload. So I just spam it, and whenever it's done reloading, it just puts me back in.
Gotcha. Okay.
I do that with all my games. I just like to spam buttons.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of this stuff, how's Red Faction speedrun?
I don't really remember.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sure you get this all the time. People just asking you, what about this? What about this? What about this?
Well, it's like
It's more
most
like,
games
will you
have-
run this? Is
Yeah.
what you get.
Right,
All
right.
So now we're up here.
Nicely done.
Interesting.
So if you don't remember this part, you soon will. If you've played this far.
Yeah.
So you drop down here.
Oh, this
There's
was.
the
Yep.
Oh, so
There it
you
is.
were able to skip. Never mind. No, do you have to shoot your way out now?
Yeah, there's a big,
okay.
there's a big fight at the end, but
Oh, wow.
you skip all the puzzle.
Yeah, the
stuff.
laser grid thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took me
So
forever.
the game actually like soft locks here after that, so you have to reload the checkpoint.
There's apparently one run or two runners for Red Faction. It takes about an hour.
It's not
Okay.
bad.
I'd like to see just how people can, dig to the walls and stuff and see if there's
Um.
some broken stuff in there.
So.
They
Does-
try to make the BFG really powerful here, like showing
Yeah.
it off, but it's all just barrels in the room. Because any gun will look impressive.
Wow. Oh, wow.
It is the BFG.
That was awesome. Because I'm sure when I played it, I was like, whoa.
Right.
I think everyone's just like, oh, BFG, let's use it, and it looks really cool. It's like, well, a pistol would have done the same.
Right.
That's awesome. So what about virtual reality?
Ooh.
So I was actually gonna try this for GameSpot this week. Actually, we're gonna do Half-Life 2 on VR. Then we couldn't get it working, and then we looked at the tricks and compared it to what it would have been in VR. And
Yeah.
realized we probably would have puked.
Uh-huh.
So maybe not the best thing.
Okay.
Because we might just vomit on half the tricks if there's any
Interesting.
motion.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it really depends on the game. Sometimes it can be a cool gimmick.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just kind of how you control in VR isn't that fast.
So right now there's not much of a scene for it.
Yeah, because like I've seen someone do runs of keep talking and nobody explodes.
Yeah.
And you can play that on VR, but you just don't move as quickly in VR versus using a mouse and keyboard. So not the best option.
Interesting.
You can't really turn your neck as fast as you can turn the mouse without dying.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot of BFG ammo in the next area before we fight something.
This part actually, I think I had to drop the difficulty down on because I could not finish it.
Yeah, so you just kind of spam all your BFG ammo in this fight because you get plenty of stuff later on. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more ammo over there.
Yeah. So do you all have any dream games you want to speedrun that you've either been working on or just haven't had a chance to get to yet?
I'm sure everyone has that one white whale. They're like, man, if only I had unlimited time and skill and resources.
So what about for you?
Ninja Gaiden Black Master Ninja.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Okay.
God. Yeah. Okay.
On easy difficulty?
Master Ninja.
Oh, okay,
Absolute
okay.
hardest
Gotcha.
difficulty.
What about you?
I don't really think about that so much because like, well, if I want to put so much time into it, then maybe I can try, or maybe just like if I know I can't put in the time, I just won't care about it. So like, So I really don't have that game. It's just what's fun. I also play a lot of MOBAs, so if I can play more MOBAs too, that's also okay by
Can
me.
you speedrun a MOBA?
Tutorials theoretically, and that does not ever.
Okay.
I did one as a joke once, and it's funny. It's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
gimmick, especially if it's broken at all. And then you can technically try and win as fast as possible versus AI or versus other players, but that's not that random or very random, or a lot of people just don't care.
Yeah.
The Dota community actually got really into some Roshan speedruns, just killing like a boss on the map right away, and then trying to beat the game as quickly as possible. Like it was very brief. Like there was a week in March where people were really into it, but it's like a cool thing that kind of popped up.
So how much did you have trouble with the Lazarus section in this?
Remind me, what are you talking about here?
It's before the Cyber Demon. It's a lot of fighting.
Well, what difficulty did you play on?
I played on normal and occasionally dropped down to easy when things got too tough.
It was so traumatic you forgot the section entirely.
Yeah, remind me when we get there and I'll let you know. Because this game's...
we're here.
Oh.
This was super tough.
Getting through that vent... Getting through that vent was actually the hardest thing I did in this game.
The Cyber Demon fight was actually really cool the first time you do it.
Yeah, definitely. Because you have to fight that thing twice, right?
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, the first time I liked it, the second time I was like, oh, come on.
So the reason I reset checkpoint there is because there's a little skip we need to do. It's not too precise, but I got a weird boost. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need to get through that door before it closes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, like I said, it's not too precise, but you have to have the right angle. 'Cause it's a pretty tight window. We'll see how it goes this time.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of time section games like that where if you miss this, you can either do an entirely long section or just reset and
Yeah.
try again.
Yeah.
Even just resetting here like 10 times is faster than actually doing this fight.
Right.
All right, so there we go.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's
Well
awesome.
done.
Ben, if you were going to speedrun a game, which would it be?
Oh my gosh. Sunset Riders I would love to do, but I just don't think it'd be that interesting. It'd be a lot of sliding.
I think it's been
Yeah,
at a
it's
GDQ.
been in a GDQ.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Oh god, I'd
I
love to
think
see it.
Many moons ago, it was Uyama ran it.
yeah, the founder of Games and Quick actually
Really?
ran it.
Oh, cool.
I'll have to look that up. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like a good wacky one that's in 3D that'd be interesting. How are the Crash speedruns?
They're fun. They're very fun.
Well, I mean, if you want world record, they're not fun.
They're incredibly hard. Like all the crashes are difficult. Crash 1 is insanely hard.
Yeah.
But I think they're really cool, fun runs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're video games. You can run them.
Hard meaning like just game difficulty or
Well, since you die in like getting hit at all is so punishing in those games.
Right.
So it demands a level of perfection that a lot of people aren't comfortable with.
okay.
So, for example, in Crash Bandicoot 1, if you die at all on a level and you're trying to go for 100%, you have to restart the level entirely. Even if you go back and collect every box, you can't get the gem at the end.
All right,
So you
This
just
is
never die.
This is a door that you can just grab the ledge of as it's going up, and then you skip the fight again.
just go through the ceiling.
Yeah, it just takes you up with it.
You know, one of the smartest things I've heard, and it's not that smart, but it always stuck with me. It's very silly. and I feel like speedrunning community, you understand this, is one time Warren Spector was talking about game design and like the hollowness and shallowness of video games, and he said, just remember, everything you see in a video game is only 1 pixel deep. And it has always stood out to me, and I feel like you guys constantly prove that to be true in seeing the walls from the other sides over and over and over again.
I mean, not only are they usually a pixel deep, but usually it's only one-sided for a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
they're
So
all-
you
they're
get
all
through
hollow.
it and you can just, see right back.
Right.
No, I mean, that's true of a lot of games. This stuff is crafted by human beings, or if it's procedurally generated, that was still planned out.
Right.
So the end result is, a lot of stuff, if you just kind of chip away at it, it really shatters.
Yeah. So Blake, it's kind of like everything in game is all hollow.
There we go.
Oh.
Thank you.
Wait, if you could speedrun any game, what would it be?
I feel like I could actually speedrun Civilization Revolution for the iPad really
What are you
well.
talking about?
So I don't know what they thought about this, but you can just activate the panel through that.
What?
Oh, wow.
How did they not patch that? That seems so easy.
I have no idea.
Well, you see, there's a protective grate over it, so no one would try and press the button.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, the little panel falls down after the fight, but someone found that you can just walk up to it and press it. It's like, okay, well, that's a couple minutes saved.
Nice.
Why not?
And now we're back on. This is Mars?
Yeah, this is on Mars.
Okay, Tech Mars.
The speedruns that I watch, specifically the Zelda ones for the N64, like the way they play it, they try and get their lanes down perfectly. So they're walking through areas, they like have it like down to the millisecond, like timed out. And do you pay attention to like the shortest way you can walk to somewhere and all that?
Oh, wait, walk? Do you mean walk or, backflipping or rolling or back jumping?
Yeah.
See, my favorite part about the N64 Zeldas is that walking backwards is faster than walking forwards.
Yeah, or sidestepping.
That's
Yep.
so silly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the new Breath of the Wild is going to be insane.
Yeah.
See, I'm not sure who's more excited for that, the Dark Souls community or the Zelda community.
Dark Souls, why?
I mean, it's a Dark Souls game.
How dare you? What are you talking about?
It's an action-adventure game. You collect their swords. Same game, really, when you
I
think
saw
about
those
it.
dodging. I saw those hitboxes. That was a Souls game in disguise.
No, you're nuts. But like, it's gonna be exciting because even like Anuma referenced speedrunners in an interview at E3 where we talked about like, oh, you can get to the end boss. You can go directly to him if you want. It's just, and he said something like, I assume people that are speedrunning the game would be interested in that.
Hey.
That sounds really
Hey, we
boring.
found a secret.
You just go to the boss,
Yeah.
like as an intended game mechanic.
Well, is it? I think it's kind of cool. Don't you like that in games where you can get in over your head right away?
Yeah, it's very sandboxy.
Yeah.
It can be fun, but it can also get just really tedious and really boring.
Kind of like jumping around on a railing in a circle.
You have to wait for dialogue here, so
Oh, okay.
rather than just standing around, I like to just jump.
Do some laps, practice your jumping.
I think you should do some squats to get your cardio up for this next difficult section.
Do some pull-ups to level up your hanging.
Yeah,
gear.
that'll really come in handy. It's kind of sort of a pull up.
That's funny.
Now you threw up his entire run. Hey.
No, so it's that balance. So like, if it's too easy, then it's just like, well, that's not fun. But if it's like, well, you can get to the boss at the start of the game, but it's a challenge to get to him.
Right.
Then all right, we got something going here.
Yeah, totally. But now, I mean, Link can be jumping around. It's going to be completely
Don't
different.
you mean Zelda?
That's right. I'm sorry. Zelda can crawl.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a stamina meter, right? Like, I'm not forgetting that there's a stamina
Yeah.
meter, and like you can roll,
Yeah.
and
Look,
you're
you,
actually
you can roll in both Zelda and Dark Souls. That's
But
basically
what's
the
the
same
stamina
game.
meter?
Everything's a pixel deep in both games.
I'm gonna go to my grave just saying like the same game and just keep yelling out stamina meter.
Skyward Sword has the stamina meter, same game.
I've never played Skyward Sword. I
Don't.
don't feel like I'm missing anything.
You don't say don't. It's a good game.
Is it?
It's gotten a lot of crap in the last couple of years, but that is the only 3D Zelda I finished, and I had a fine time with it.
So we have an extra BFG to use there, so why not?
Nice.
Yeah. Also, siege mode is completely broken.
Siege mode?
Yeah, it's the upgrade for the Gauss cannon.
Okay.
It's the highest DPS I think in the game.
Huh.
Luckily, it's also the thing that gives us the biggest amount of skips. So
Sure.
Why not use it?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, this is cool. My favorite kind of stairs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
It's actually what happens in the morning with our spiral staircase.
Yeah, it descends every
Sarah
morning.
lets it down.
People are very familiar with Game Informer's spiral staircase, Blake.
I believe it's fine.
This looks nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's just dead bodies everywhere. Is that your thing?
I mean, yeah, but you get used to it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nothing special.
And that's just the Mars aesthetic. Corpses, Satans.
That was a sweet jump.
Yeah, you
Holy
do a
crap.
little jump there, but the big thing's coming up next.
It's
That's why I usually just gloss over that.
It's interesting that Doom kind of touches on the Mars Hell connection, which I guess goes back because they can see.
What do you mean?
Go on.
I'm going somewhere with this, everybody.
All right.
It all goes back, right, to like earliest astronomers seeing like that star in the sky has a hint of red. Oh, it's a planet. Let's call it Mars, because Mars is known for blood as the Roman god or whatever, you know? And then because of that early connection, it's like, well, if you have to connect hell to a planet, it's going to be this one because it's red. I'm saying Mars gets a bad rap just because of its color. I'm saying you shouldn't judge a planet by the color of its skin.
Moral of the story.
I don't
Yeah.
see color when I look at planets.
You see, you're right.
So speaking of red, you're gonna be seeing a lot of red.
This is good.
Like the Unwritten Law song.
God damn it.
2
Why you bring
videos
it
in a
up?
row. Here we go.
So I need to walk carefully along this edge, but
Why?
sometimes you just don't see anything.
Why is that? Why is it clipping in and out of existence like that?
Who knows?
Impact compensation.
All right, so just jump in here. All right. So sometimes there's a
Nice.
graphics glitch that might happen. Things just kind of go spotty. I think we're fine though.
It seems very shaky all of a sudden.
Usually there's just like spots of black just popping up every now and then.
She can't hold. She's breaking up. So even there's just constant variety. And are you familiar enough with coding to understand why that is?
I do a lot of coding in my spare time, but
Oh, really?
not in this, not in game development or anything. So
Okay.
I have no idea why that happens. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
What type of coding do you do?
A lot of website stuff.
Okay.
You can check out my own website, btspeedruns.com.
There we go.
What is it?
btspeedruns.com.
Okay.
Oh, BT, like the Titanfall robot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I made it just for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it's very recent.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, I've updated it quite a few times, but
I like this idea for a boss where it's just, I'm sure it's tough, but like, hey, we're just going to put you in this small room, use what you have, go. There's no novelty. It's just a good vanilla slugfest. Am I reading this correctly, having not played this part?
yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, he has like, I want to say 4 or 5 different attacks.
So that's the first phase.
All right. Ooh.
So I'm reloading checkpoint to skip the cutscene because it just puts you into the fight afterwards.
Wait. And anybody can do this?
Yeah, you can just reload the checkpoint.
Huh.
So we use the BFG to stun them, which takes more damage.
Yeah.
There's an extra BFG on the stage you can pick up, but I'm actually going to save it for the next one. So it's a little unoptimized in terms of like the individual level time. I also need that ammo.
Okay.
Okay. But overall, it's faster because the next level without it's kind of a pain.
Okay.
So I just continue to use Siege mode, which I fully upgraded a while ago. Until he's dead. There we go.
That's impressive. It took me like half an hour to get that fight down.
Yeah.
Lottery try.
Granted, it was on different difficulty.
Right, right.
I'm just trying to get some ammo.
Well, what's fun is with, like a lot of boss fights, it just comes down to doing optimal damage, and just that chain
Right.
of Gauss cannon, siege mode seem to just be chunking them down quickly.
Yeah. Hey, here's one that might be potent, and it's going to be our next game club game that we do on the podcast. But how's Deus Ex Human Revolution?
That's
Really
a very
broken.
cool run. Yeah,
Oh, really?
that's super fun.
I might have to check that out. Are there any that are coming up in summer games that you're really looking forward to?
Can I say my own?
Please.
All right, yeah, Bioshock.
Do you really get a thrill out of it? Is it stressful being on stage doing that? Does it feel relaxed?
It was initially, but I believe this is my 6th GDQ now, so over time you just kind of get used to it.
Is it a thrill for you? Do you get like an adrenaline rush?
When it's over and nothing's crashed, then I'm like really happy. But
Okay.
I've had a lot of technical difficulties in the past. A couple crashes. Every PC is kind of different, so you never know.
But I mean, if it crashes, it's not like, do you feel personal shame for it, or it's just like, luck of the draw, whatever. This is just gonna slow it down.
I think at first I kind of did because it reflected on me a little bit, but now I come prepared with extra save files and everything. So
Okay. Nice.
all right, so that's that part.
And where is GDQ this year?
The Hilton downtown in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And how does it work if someone wants to go to it in person and they live around here?
I probably shouldn't have said where it's at because we don't have any more registration. It's changed over time. Before it used to be you could just show up and a smaller event you just register on site.
Yeah.
Now it's become big enough. Like we have over 1,000 attendees. We have
Oh,
to
wow.
kind
That's
of
awesome.
keep things in order. So it's if you want to attend, just check gamesandquick.com in the months leading up.
Okay.
And you just register beforehand. You can show up, watch some speedruns, play some games. You can hang out in the casual rooms. I hang out in the board game room a lot, just
Nice.
doing work and playing board games on the side.
Alex, this is really cool, by the way.
So I can't go.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But they like when I went last year, they had like Smash Brothers and stuff.
I might be able to hook up very specific people. that
Oh,
work
don't
for,
say this.
Ben,
on
you wanna
air.
go?
This is frustrating.
But
go?
like the
I'm
way,
gonna be out of
the way it
town.
actually works is like because for reliability, I actually have to press people around, just be like, yeah, don't break yourself.
Don't break yourself.
So for anyone that wants to watch it, where do they check it out?
Twitch.tv/gamesdonequick or gamesdonequick.com.
Okay.
There we go. Do you guys have totals for how much you raise? Like, what's your record?
Record's going to be about 1.48 million at AGDQ
Nice.
2015 last year.
Oh my
wow.
god!
Yeah. And then SGDQ last year was 1.2 million.
What
That's
gets
amazing.
people to open up their checkbooks?
Saber Kill the Animals and Super Metroid.
That's right. So it's like it's a donations race.
Yeah, so it's a bid war. Whatever has the most money when the time the run finishes wins this. But at the end of Super Metroid, there's a bunch of animals you can save, or you can just let them die.
Yeah.
My favorite option is, and it never wins because it's very specific, is to taunt the animals, where you go to the room to save them, but don't open the door.
Okay.
And you just let them die.
Perfect.
That usually is a huge bid war.
Yeah.
I'm also fond of save in general because it really annoys speedrunners because it wastes a bunch of time.
Hey,
So we're out of bounds again.
this is really great, Alex. I'm really impressed.
Just
A lot of
navigating
these jumps are
caves.
kind of precise. I'm just trying to concentrate a little bit.
Also, Alex, this is a really cool environment. I have not seen this in Doom yet, and outside of it looks like our Game Informer cover from a while ago. I think it looks really awesome.
I think we're still in hell.
Actually, yeah.
kinda lose track.
I want to say when you get to hell the second time, that's like where that cover takes
Yeah,
place.
yeah, that's pretty deep in the game for putting on the cover.
Yeah.
This is a very minor skip, but I think it's kind of cool.
Do you all keep somewhere people can donate like year round, even when events aren't happening?
Generally not.
Okay.
I think it's just one of those, like, we want to make sure we're focused on it. And if people have questions like, well, if I want to donate to Doctors Without Borders, donate to Doctors Without Borders. You don't have to do it through us. I'd recommend it, preferably,
Yeah.
in the coming week. But if it's August, that's a long time till the next SGDQ. Just feel free to donate. They're an awesome organization.
Do you have feedback from them? Do they ever just say, "Hey, I don't know what this is, but thank you"?
Yeah, they work with us quite a bit. We actually usually have someone on site from them. Like, I believe we'll have one person on site this year.
Oh, wow.
I'm not positive though, because they're also very busy.
And they might have found a
So-
border.
It's like if they're busy, it's like, you know what, Doctors Without Borders can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like they can be as busy as they want. Just let us do our thing, or they can help us, and we'll gladly take it.
Okay.
But no, they're a really fun organization to work with because they do communicate with us and they do give us feedback and say like, oh yeah, you guys are doing something weird that we kind of get, but
Yeah.
that's okay because you're helping us out and we'll help you out.
Yeah.
So this boss has some different patterns he can do, or different attacks. If he does a spin one, that's really bad. It's really slow. So I'm hoping he doesn't do that. We'll see.
Really slow.
Yeah, it's a few extra seconds than other attacks.
Okay.
You want this yellow one because then he goes into a stun phase and you do more damage.
Right on.
So if he's going to spin, it's probably going to be here. Yep,
Alright.
he's going to spin.
Do you all do anything for Extra Life each year?
We've never done it as Games and Quick. People can do it, on their own, of course.
Yeah.
I've done one extra life year.
Okay. Cool.
So for the second phase, they spawn 2 of them because that's harder. Because the siege mode can hit multiple enemies at once, you try to line them up and just kill them, I guess.
When I saw that cutscene and saw 2 come out, I dropped the difficulty down immediately. I
Did you
said, I
really?
am not doing this.
Oh boy.
And then it only took me 1 try. It was great.
I love it. I love the 2 reveal. Also, it seems like this boss fight, and this might be obvious for everybody watching, but I also like that this one's just like, hey, here's an arena. Have at it. Some people might say that's not creative, but I love just a good vanilla.
Well, I think
Fight.
it's very evocative, of like the older Doom games.
I guess so, yeah.
Ben, does it make you want to go back and finish the game?
I'm not going to say no, because there's a lot of fans of this game, and I don't want to be an asshole. But this is my way of experiencing Doom for 2016, I think.
Gotcha.
Did the game scare you?
No, not really. Not
I mean,
like
you can
from
be
the
honest if
intensity.
it did.
Yeah, let's be honest here. No, it didn't. I'm scared very, very easily. But I just don't like gore.
I can understand that, yeah.
I don't know. It
Like,
just-
like there's some gore that I just don't like seeing. Like, okay, I'm okay
Yeah.
with the demon gore. It's like, all right, blood and guts, whatever.
Sure.
But it's demon blood and guts. That's why it doesn't bother me that.
yeah, I don't know. I've never had that like. Yeah. I don't have enough
What
testosterone
was
flowing
that?
through my veins.
What was that?
It's kind of basically anything Kratos would ever say is something I've never felt.
Oh, I was just hoping you would
famous,
say that.
famous line from God of War. F yeah.
Yeah.
Kratos.
I
remember
during
that.
the QuickTime event. I think he opens a chest as he's fingering some lady or whatever they do in God of War.
Oh,
Is he opening her chest?
How
or
dare
a
you.
chest?
there-
That's offensive, Dylan. Oh, but you guys have the
You
blood
said it.
F yeah.
What?
He doesn't really
Impulse?
speak at all.
Oh,
Do you have that in games? There are certain people. I think Dan Reichert from Giant Bomb now is a good example where like something crazy happens, or like Tim Turr even was like that. I just don't get it.
something
Oh.
crazy, yes. Something gory, not necessarily.
Sometimes.
Okay.
yeah.
Like for example, God, No More Hero. No More Heroes, right? This is the Suda 51 game. I'm not misremembering the name.
Yeah. That's it.
Like for example, like that game is super gory. It's like, nah. I'm not really interesting.
Whenever,
but some people love that gore.
Yeah.
To bring it back up, whenever The Witcher 3 like pulls in and slows down for one of the execution moves, I'm always like,
You like it?
fucking A, yeah.
Yeah.
I usually
do
get
it.
that when I like found a skip. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. When I
Oh yeah, that too for me.
when I
yeah.
when I get a personal best speedrun, I get
Yeah.
pretty pumped up.
Yeah, I bet.
Same.
Like, okay, compare
'Cause it
thrill
never
levels.
happens.
Doing it on your own, finding that new trick,
Mm-hmm.
versus doing it on stage and finishing and have everybody applaud.
Finding a trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a big speedrun community for Tony Hawk Underground?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
What?
Bufin's got a site. doesn't
I'm
he?
and I'm
I
not.
think so. There's like a
Yeah.
website.
There's a whole website. For
I will
Tony Hawk.
want to check that out because when I was a kid, when I was bored, I would just play through that game. Not like speedrunning or anything, but I would
Yeah.
just be like, I have an afternoon that I'm doing nothing, so I just play the game start to finish.
Your favorite Tony Hawk
I
game?
love Underground. That game showed me my favorite band, which is Alkaline Trio. So it holds a very special little place in my heart because
Are,
of that.
are you
Yeah.
into Blink-182 de facto now?
You know, I think it's interesting. I thought the singles they put out were cool. I think Matt Skiba is miles better of a singer than Tom DeLonge.
Sure.
I don't think it's gonna reach, you know, the pinnacle of like Blink-182 albums for me. But
Okay.
I think it'll be better than Neighborhoods and whatever the EP they put
Yeah.
out was.
But
I haven't listened to it.
But you're saying
all
that,
the
like
way through,
when
yeah.
you played Doom, it was too intense for you and you started shaking like a dog shitting razor blades. Is that correct?
Yes, waking up next to nothing.
Okay.
And then I took a bath with a toaster.
Yeah, here's a plug: proskater.info. For all
What?
proskater.info.
Oh,
for all your-
ProSkater.
For all your
Okay.
Tony Hawk speedrunning needs.
Yeah, like actually all the games, I think at least all the way through Underground 2 have a pretty big community. For
What
Tony
about
Hawk.
American Wasteland? I feel
American
like would
Wasteland
be a cool one.
was at a GDQ recently.
Okay,
because-
those are the ones I just don't know about.
That one doesn't have any of the loading times. You can go through the whole game.
Alex, this is cool. Walk us through it.
All right, you jump up on top of this pipe and you skip the whole train section. But we're also going to boost.
Oh, that train
because
section sucked too.
It's a little risky to do, but you know, you got to go fast.
You
And
only you only YOLO once.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, can you explain lore? Why is
The
hell
train.
frozen over? What's going on here?
Is hell endothermic
I think
or
this is back
exothermic?
on Mars.
You know when you used to ask your mom if you could do something, and she was like, "Not only if hell freezes over."
Yeah.
That's actually what happens in the lore.
Is that true?
A kid says, "Hey, can I go do such and such?" And
Just
his
gonna
mom's
skip this
like,
part
if
of the
hell
game.
freezes over.
I think the Vikings won the Super Bowl is what did it.
Oh, Minnesota humor.
That was probably a better joke than mine.
Are you saying Minnesota sports are a joke?
How dare you?
So you can also just skip the platform. You just run up here.
Benny, you a big sports guy?
I like watching football.
Okay.
But I will never go to ESPN.com in my life unless that's where
They're
the O.J. Simpson documentary is or any 30.
they
for
cover
30s.
esports now.
Do they really?
Yeah, my friend writes for it.
Oh, cool.
I'm not gonna plug him, but I'm just
No,
gonna
go
say-
ahead.
One of the
Eric
former,
Van Allen. There it is.
One of the former interns for GI does some ESPN stuff too.
Oh, really?
Sam Stewart.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yep. I should know that. I'm sorry, Sam.
Are you saying you don't keep up with us when we leave?
I love the interns. Everyone more than the last.
Am I your favorite?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, good.
God.
Do you want to hang out sometime?
Yeah. Hey, Alex, what's going on here?
This is normal stuff. All the boring stuff you don't care about.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's all lore and plot. It's, ugh.
Won't have it.
Yeah, I don't know why we're doing this, to be honest. We just
Okay, so I asked you guys a while back about like the dumbest games that people insist on speedrunning. Does anyone ever just like do Beatles Rock Band or something that just barely makes sense
Can
as
you
a
speedrun that?
There is a Guitar Hero 3 speedrunner.
Really?
It's every track, full count, in like 5 hours or something like that. It's
So does he just do it like flawlessly? So he
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
oh,
all
okay,
over.
that makes sense.
I mean, counterpoint would be the Guitar Hero 3 like players, like the really good ones, not necessarily speedrunners, are amazing. So you watch them play like their custom note track that they designed to be as hard as possible, and it's just like this is amazing and it's spectacular and not a speedrun but cool.
yeah.
So this is the last level.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Any speedruns for Sonic Adventure?
Yes.
Yes. Tons.
Amazing.
Tons.
It's one of my favorite games as well.
Wow.
Same.
God, it's such a good game.
Hey, you guys should hang out.
We should. I listen to the soundtrack occasionally.
Sonic
at
Adventure
work.
is
Yeah.
awesome.
I love that game.
Do you guys big in the KOs, taking care of it on the little Dreamcast game?
Oh, Chow is what they're called.
Or is it really?
Yeah.
Chow.
The
I always
KOs.
call them KOs.
KO. No. I think I still have a dream. What were those things called?
VMUs?
Yeah, I still have one that works, but I don't think I ever pulled it out and played the mini game.
I've
Okay.
never rated a single chat.
I killed a lot of them.
That was your.
You could put them in water and they would drown.
Huh.
Wait, they're called chows, aren't they? I thought it was like Chaos Emerald, like a play on that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But it's Chow canonically.
Well, you
I
see,
believe.
there's a talking blue hedgehog in this game.
Oh,
It's
man.
called Chow.
Thanks, Sonic.
So this is the very end of the game.
Yeah, this is the last big fight we have to do.
Yeah. What did you think of the final boss?
It was cool.
I
The
didn't like it.
ending is kind of sequel bait, but
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm curious to see it. I like the implication. This is hell, right?
Yes.
yes.
I like that everything's in ruins. You know, like the buildings are kind of crumbling, implying that hell was built around, 1645.
Maybe
Like,
That's the date. That's the date you
well,
went for.
I'm just, it's interesting, like, oh, why are these buildings crumbling? I understand it looks
Yeah.
cooler and more hellish, but it's just a weird thing if you really want to dial it back logically.
Maybe I was reading too far into this game, but the whole time I was wondering where the actual devil per se was.
You also have to remember
You
they're
know?
demons and don't really have hands, so it's a miracle they built this at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
Like, I mean,
and they
like-
have guns too.
How do they build this? Like, what drives them to build it? And like, is there a process? Are there contractors? Are there
Right.
demon contractors?
Is there a union?
Like, is there? Do you have to call up like a Satan-approved like brand of builders to make this stuff?
There'd have to be like stone mining operations to get out all these bricks. I want to see hell before. Like, what does it look like? Just like basically an empty Minecraft world?
I want the Sim City with hell is what I'm saying.
This
I'm just
might
like,
actually
okay, we got to
be
build
how
this up.
Ooh,
Hell
pretty cool.
spawned.
I do super like that idea.
Yeah.
SimCity in hell. Oh, that'd be so good.
I did for a while think the final boss would be some type of Satan.
Yeah, no, I'm with
Demon.
you, Blake, though. It's like it needs the Diablo figure.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of hoping for
I don't-
a robot Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. Just put it in every game. What are they
Well,
doing?
it turns out to just be an old lady, so take it for what it is, I guess.
I mean, Hitler should be in hell, right? So it's possible. that
No,
he's here.
look, we don't want to get political.
Okay.
We want to get informers content. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're
not
neutral
speak
on
ill
Hitler.
Like
All right, so I need to
Switzerland.
fall in this little gap, and then I can easily die here for no reason. So we'll
Okay.
see. If I hit a death wall, yep.
Oh,
But at least
Even the game doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
fell with style. Are you guys numb to just seeing janky, broken, behind the
Yeah.
wall stuff at this point?
It
Little bit,
depends
yeah.
on what it is. If I know the game well and I see something that happens, it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. But if it's a game I don't know, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
different if I've played the game before.
Hey, when was
That's not gonna work.
it 2 years ago? When was the Pokemon hack? Was that an Awesome Games Done Quick that happened?
The Taskbot hack?
Yeah,
Yeah, it must have been Awesome Games, right?
That would have been, I think, Awesome Games 2014.
that was.
No.
Tell me if it's hyperbole. I think that was a big moment for the industry.
2015.
That really spiraled like this whole Twitch plays, incorporating Twitch to influence gameplay more and more and more, right?
I
What
think
was-
Twitch Plays Pokemon came
Yeah,
first.
that was a few months earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
okay.
That was kind of what inspired the idea to do the
to
the-
do
to do the
hack
memory
button.
corruption.
Okay, I'm just connecting
can
those
you
two in
run
my
me
mind.
through that? What was that? I'm unfamiliar.
So
What's that? Oh, go ahead.
through a series of ultra precise inputs,
Yeah.
they reverse engineered Pokemon Blue to like connect to Twitch chat and display it.
Oh,
in-game.
okay. I know what you're talking about now.
But that let you like did they control the character with that, or was it just for Twitch plays? And then for AGDQ, it was the camera I think being controlled through the Pokemon.
The camera?
Like there was a webcam being controlled via Twitch chat.
Okay.
Do you all ever do speed runs with like peripherals, like people that beat Dark Souls with the bongos?
I do Ape Escape with one hand every now and then.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Interesting.
It's actually the only way I play this game.
That'd be so hard because it's all about the dual analogs.
that's that. It's the best and worst game to play with one hand.
Is your competition that gentleman that we talked about earlier?
Oh, Ape Escape's actually pretty competitive.
Okay.
So this is the final boss. Yeah, we just got to her
Oh, wow.
That old lady becomes a spider.
I like
Holy
that.
crap.
with a giant brain.
I
So
like-
she's gonna do a dodge attack. So I want to wait until she does that before I hit her with the BFG. And then we just kind of attack her a lot. She's not too hard. Just has a lot of health.
Yeah. Is this a four-legged spider? I just want to.
Yeah, I
it's
think
four-legged
so.
spider, but then there's this mechanical thing
I
below.
believe that's a Pangus.
Yeah.
A what? A pangus?
Yeah. Can
That's
we
the-
say,
that's a
can we
technical
say-
term.
Yeah.
For a spider's genitalia?
Yeah. It's
You didn't know that?
I did not.
Arachnopangus.
What do they teach you here?
Here in Minnesota?
That sounds right to me.
We have very few spiders. Come
That's
on
not
down.
true. There was one in my shower the other day.
Well, I
That's
put
the
that
one. That's the
there.
one spider in
the
Minnesota
one
you found.
Oh, wow. They're actually extinct in
That's
Minnesota
It
now.
saw Europengus as well. That's why you come to this
It did.
conclusion.
It was,
You know what they say? No pangus, no gangus.
that's what,
They say that.
yeah, I hear it every day in Minnesota.
That's how we say hi, bye, thank you.
No Pangus.
No Pangus, no Gangus. you say no Pangus, the person says no Gangus back to you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just yell it across the street.
Do you guys think when you're thinking really hard that your brain pulsates like that?
For sure. Just constantly, really.
Every
I've
day.
never thought hard in my life.
I've never thought that hard until this moment.
About that concept?
Yeah.
You know, when you're scheduling out and trying to plan for Summer Games Done Quick, that's not what your brain looks like, trying to coordinate all this stuff, wrangle in the personalities.
My brain just turns off at that point and it's
Oh, okay.
like, let's go into auto mode.
What's the toughest part of putting on an event like Summer Games Done Quick?
Probably planning for what can go horribly wrong.
What does go horribly wrong?
So this used to be a bigger issue, and that's why we've been like a lot stricter with attendees, with runners. Is people would just not show up, or not tell us they're not going to show up till like the day before.
Hang on a second. What were you doing there, Alex? What was that?
You have to wait until the spider's in the middle
Oh,
to
okay.
take damage, so you can kind of just do whatever.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I like to spam buttons. Also, this is about to be over as soon as she's dead.
runners don't show up. You were saying, Chris.
So it's like, okay, we have like a 3-hour block to fill now. What do we do
Yeah.
the week before? Or like we've had issues with weather.
Oh, we did it with the
in
pistol.
the winter.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hit it right up in there.
The Pangus.
You can do it. Do you reach in and grab something from her? Do you rip her face off?
Something like that. I'm out of BFG ammo, but we have one left somehow.
He saved one.
This is good.
All right, yeah, that's a classy kill.
Damn.
Sure.
And then you get tons of ammo and stuff like you can continue to play.
That's
But
even though
it
I don't like
stops
gore, I do like the weird hollow out thing.
That's actually what my brain does right there.
Yeah. Why is it so satisfying? This spoiler for Godzilla from a couple years ago. Why is it so satisfying when like the big finale?
Godzilla 2000.
No.
Such a good movie.
Why does that movie exist?
That's
Is
the
that
exact
spoiler?
ending.
No, the worst Godzilla. Godzilla 2014.
Oh, and it comes back to Windows 10 again.
Does he constantly blow enemies' heads up? Is that what he does?
Well, it ends with a good
A
like
good
blast to the
old-fashioned
face.
blast
Oh
to the
yeah, I remember
you know?
that.
And there's something really satisfying about like, I'm gonna have a gun, but I'm gonna put it right up to this person's head.
yeah.
I mean, think of like Dodge This from The Matrix.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's. I don't know why that is. Human beings like it.
You guys are weird.
Well, it's like the dramatic turnaround.
Yeah.
I feel like you could do that a lot in the Punisher game on what PS2.
PS2.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you could like put a shotgun right up to a dude's face. And
Well, technically, in any game, I guess you could Overwatch. You
Well,
could walk
yeah,
up to
but
somebody
I mean,
and rub a
like-
gun against their pixels.
Yep.
Shoot
So
right
this
in the
guy's
fingers.
good guy or this guy bad guy?
About
to
he
find
was
out.
a good guy, but as we got spoiled earlier by the wiki,
Thanks a lot, Wade.
Yeah.
Wade
Kinda
Wiki
ruined
Wojcik
ruined
over
the whole
there.
moment.
Yeah, well, you know.
So we had this thing on us the whole time, but we didn't know what it could actually do. And it's kind of annoying.
So this is the sequel bait you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is he going to inject it into himself?
Wait, here comes the guitar.
Oh.
That's sick.
Yeah. Ah, the Satan pickaxe.
Dun-dun, dun-dun.
He just walks away.
Really? No! Yeah!
There we go.
Timer stop. Hour 36. Well done,
Awesome.
Alex. What's the overall record here?
My personal best is like a 112.
Holy
The current record is a 107.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We're basically there.
Yeah,
This is a good run. You should hold your
A
head
couple
up high.
more things. You know, if
Yeah.
I'd gotten that skip that was really hard earlier, it would have saved 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Not really, but
Okay.
we're just gonna go with that.
I'm gonna
That totally happened, by the way, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that part.
I'm gonna add that the credits in this game are awesome.
Yeah, that happened too.
These do look cool. I like it. It's kind of
It's
like
super cool.
General ROM.
It's a little bit like End of Avengers, just the pause and like
Yeah.
whip the camera
Yeah.
around. It's always fun to see stuff in slow motion. Well, hey, I cannot thank you guys enough for swinging on by. If you're just watching this one, be sure to check out. We also did a Fallout 4 speedrun where we broke it all to hell. So be sure to check that
What
out.
the hell?
Yeah, it's a hell theme overall.
That was good.
One last plug. Give us why people should tune in to Summer Games Done Quick.
Because it's going to be awesome speed runs, just run all week long. Sunday, July 3rd, we start at noon, benefiting Doctors Without Borders. Just check it out. Like, you'll see lots of games broken like this, all the way from NES classics to more modern games like Fallout 4, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, to everybody, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that watched this. And we hope to see you guys next year. All right, bye, everybody.